Morbid Facts, Part 531. Taylor Momsen, who's known for playing Cindy Lou Who in The Grinch, did something quite disturbing after getting her dog neutered. According to her bandmate, she kept the nuts and brought them to the recording studio before setting them on fire. Many countries across the globe have reportedly used pharmacological torture as a cruel method of interrogation. The prisoner is first injected with addictive drugs to induce dependence. After several days, the drugs are taken away and the interrogation begins once the person goes into withdrawal. If the person complies with the demands, then the drugs are reintroduced. Just last week, 43-year-old Anne-Marie Holchalter became the 14th victim of the Columbine school massacre. She was paralyzed by the shooters back in 1999 and has sadly passed due to complications related to her condition. The Chijon family was a gang of 8 South Korean former convicts who literally ate the rich. Their hatred for rich people was apparently so extreme that they would kidnap, grape, cannibalize, and murder random people whom they thought were wealthy. The members were eventually caught and sentenced to death, but showed no remorse, with their leader saying his only regret was not having killed more rich people. Morbid Facts, Part 530. A teenager from Brazil recently died in one of the strangest ways you'll ever hear of. He crushed up a dead butterfly and mixed the remains with water before injecting the liquid into his leg with a syringe. After continuously vomiting and limping several days later, he was taken to the hospital where he stayed for more than a week before eventually dying from septic shock. The boy never gave a reason for injecting the insect into his bloodstream. Up until 2017, if you caught your spouse in bed with someone else in Uruguay, it was within your legal right to murder either one of them. In 1997, struggling father of 3 Billy Bob Harold Jr. became a millionaire overnight after winning the $31 million jackpot in the Texas lottery. But as friends, family, and strangers continuously pressured him to share his fortune, Harold's spending went out of control, eventually resulting in he and his wife's divorce. Just 2 years after winning the lottery, Harold ended up taking his own life just a few days after telling his friend, "Winning the lottery is the worst thing that ever happened to me." Morbid Facts, Part 413. In 1978, Hustler magazine owner Larry Flynt was shot in the spine by a white supremacist serial killer who was apparently outraged by an interracial photo shoot in one of the magazine editions. Flynt survived the murder attempt but was left permanently paralyzed from the waist down. Years later, Flynt pleaded for his attacker to be spared from execution, saying, "A government that forbids killing among its citizens should not be in the business of killing people itself." But with up to 22 total victims and the desire to start a race war, the serial killer was eventually put to death by lethal injection. Around 1:30 a.m. in August of 2021, a woman wearing only a bra and leggings was captured on a trail cam in a remote North Carolina forest. 3 hours later, she was captured again, this time walking much slower with a noticeable limp. 6 months later, the woman's remains were found in the same area, still wearing the same clothing. Despite all efforts to identify her, the woman remains a complete mystery to this day.